Annie, it's fantastic to have you here in our London studios.
Yes.
You're a very popular lady, but I haven't seen you out and about in London before. What are you doing here?
No, I came here for like a few meetings. I'm here for just 4 nights, few meetings, and of course this with you too, you know.
I know, it's an exclusive sit down. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Yes.
Annie, there's something I would say quite intriguing about you, because I would say you're a household name. Of course, there is your partner, your husband, two-faced innocent Idibia.
That's right.
Who, even some of us in the diaspora, of course, we know him. We know him across the world. But even you have your own personality. Unlike a lot of other celebrity wives, you've been able to carve your own career and maintain it. Can you explain how?
It's really hard. You know, like you said, my husband, he's already so huge that, you know, I need to do extra than another female celebrity would need to do, because it's like every time they see you, instead of them looking at Annie and what she's good at, what she can do, the first thing that comes to their mind is her husband. Oh, that's Two-Face's wife. So it was really hard to break through with that. It was really hard. My management, all of us, we worked hard on making sure that, you know, we can differentiate Mrs. Idibia and Annie Macaulay Idibia, you know, and Annie the mom, Annie the career woman, Annie the wife, you know, Annie the actor, producer. So, but so far, I thank God I've been able to just break that thing.
No, you absolutely have. And like I said, you're a really interesting character, because we know you as Two-Face's wife, but then we know you as being a successful actress. As you said, you're a businesswoman. You endorse so many brands.
Yes.
It's 2020. What brand of Annie are you pushing this year?
Oh, this year for Annie, I'm working on a brand. It's a children brand, actually. It's like, you know how you have the Hello Kitties and everything. So I'm trying to create a children brand for African kids.
Wow.
With my kids. So like, you know, the black dolls, the cartoon like Belvia Kids are supposed to be. It's called Belvia Kids. It's a Belvia Kids brand. But we want to make it in a way that every African child who wants to be identified with Belvia. Belvia has like school bags, school shoes, tennis shoes, sneakers, you know, boxes, headbands, everything that has to, but it's an African kids brand. So, you know, I'm using all my kids as the face of the brand. And so I'm trying to get African kids to accept their thing, and not just the blonde hair and red hair, but accept their thing too. So that's
you definitely are a family woman. You love your children. You celebrate them so much on social media. How do you manage to juggle that, Annie?
It's hard. Like right now I'm here, and my husband is in America, and the kids are back home. It's hard. It's heartbreaking. That's why I can't do more than 4 or 5 days if I'm going to have to be away. And most of the time I travel with my kids for work, and I try to work during when they're like on holidays, like work outside the country. But at home, I mean, my mom is there. She helps me out, and I create time for my kids. I know how to do it. I might say, okay, this month I'm going to do all of this, and the next month I'm going to use the first 2 weeks for my kids, for my home, you know, but I'm there with them almost every other day. Yeah. But you know what it means to be there, like take their shower,
I'm a mom. I know.
You know what I mean? I don't want to.
It feels natural, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to miss out on all those about taking them to school, you know, doing their assignments with them. I do their assignment with them. I try to create all that time. I cook everything that is being eaten in that house. It's not like I have a chef. I have helps, but I don't have a chef.
And
I do all the cooking. Yes.
It's a shame that TV can't really show how you look, because my goodness, you are so stunning. I can see how you've managed to maintain your marriage. You look, but you look really amazing. You've got a kind of A-list Hollywood figure. Do you work out?
I do. I work out. I eat clean. That's very important. Dinner is like almost a no-no right now, because I realize that every time I do dinner, especially if it's heavy. But since I got to London, girl, I've been eating. I'm not going to lie.
All those 5-star meals.
I've been eating. I've been going to different restaurants. I've been eating.
But you're on holiday. You're on holiday,
yes,
aren't you?
4 days.
So you're allowed to do it. Do you feel like, as part of your celebrity, being in a celebrity couple, is image important? Is that why you do it? Or do you do it because you want to feel good? Or when you go out on the red carpets, or when you're with Baba, do you feel like, I've got to be snatched standing next to him?
I want, personally for me, I love me so much. I love to take care of me. Yeah. I love to look good. I love to look at the mirror and I'm like, oh, Annie, you look nice today, you know. So it's inside. It's an individual thing. It's how I feel about myself. And it's a plus if my husband loves it. It's a plus. And then because I'm at the same time, I still want a lot of women to know that you can have kids, you can be married, and you can still have a job and not forget yourself. Because you're important. If you don't take care of you, how are you going to take care of the kids? How are you going to take care of your man? How are you going to take care of your work? So if I look good and I feel good up here and in here, every other thing would fall into place.
Absolutely. And I think with somebody like you, you can see that it resonates from inside of you. But of course, you are in a scene. If we talk about not Annie internationally, but Annie nationally in Nigeria, you're in a scene which, you know, image is everything.
I know.
And it has changed over time. How have you managed to stay relevant and evolve? Because celebrity now is Instagram, it's social media, it's fast fashion.
I think for me, I'm quite like very simple, very natural. I'm like the girl next door, so I'm real, and I feel like people just want stuff and, you know, things they can relate to. I feel like I'm very relatable, especially with my family, which I call my fans. I call them my family. I'm sure. So I'm easy to. I feel like they feel like they know me, even though they don't know me. And then I try to just get better with my craft every day. I try to do better than I did the previous day. And I don't know. I just thank God, though.
You don't get distracted. You don't get distracted because I'm sure you're invited to so many of these places. A lot of people want to be your friends. 6 million almost after this interview. Over 6 million Instagram followers. So you don't get distracted with that celebrity lifestyle.
Before, at first I used to, like, for the last 2-3 years, I wanted to be at every event because I was scared. Oh, if I'm not there, they're not going to see. They're going to say, "Where's Annie? Where's Annie?" But I'm not going to lie. For the last 2 years, I've been very selective with the events I attend. I don't go to all the events anymore. I don't go to all the premieres. I just go to the ones that I feel like I should be there, and I'm not worried like I used to be. I don't know, maybe the worries, but I'm not worried if I'm there or not. But I still do my work. I still post my Instagram, try to make it as interesting as possible. So if they don't see me, at least they feel me.
At least, they can watch your social media and feel like they've like got an insight into your life. Talking about your life with your husband, because it's still very much intertwined. You've kind of moved into politics, would you say that?
No.
Or not necessarily running for Lagos State Deputy Governor, but you definitely, the two of you have become quite a formidable
try to be the voice of the people in a positive way, because the truth is, Nigerian, the youths, we're suffering over there. That's just the truth. There's no jobs. All the promises, you know. So if we don't learn a voice, then it's almost like, because they can't meet those people up there. So we're like the next, like they see. So I'm not just going to keep quiet if I see something wrong. Like in our government, if it's being thrown at me, I'm going to answer. But I'm not trying to step on anyone's. I'm just minding my business. But I'm just still going to say what is right and what we deserve. What we totally deserve, because we deserve better than we're getting. We deserve better hospitals. Very important. We deserve better, like, teaching atmosphere, schools. Like, if you go to some schools, your hearts would be broken. Even the so-called private schools, some of them are not even, you know, so imagine that's where I'm raising my kids, and that's where my kids are going to grow up. And then, you know, and I don't want to live outside this Nigeria. I would visit everywhere else in the world, but I want to stay home. I want to raise my kids home. I do not want them to forget where they're from. Because, you know, a lot of people come out here and they forget home. And when I mean forget home, they forget everything down to our culture, our tradition, what we stand for as, you know,
as Nigerians.
As Nigerians, they forget everything. And I really don't want my kids to not know who they really are.
It's interesting, isn't it? And I think it's so important, it's so vital. I think people were so shocked but happy to see the two of you really, you know, be a standing force in that movement. Got to talk about your first love, acting, which I presume it is.
Yeah.
Even that's evolved, hasn't it? So much. We've just heard about Netflix Nigeria.
Yes.
There are so many films now on the traditional Netflix.
Yes.
How are you playing a role in that movement?
Like for me though, I mean, our movies, first of all, I'm glad that our movies can now be seen properly. Netflix is a big deal. And you guys can watch it here, not just YouTube. Right?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh,
Everywhere.
that's amazing. I'm sorry.
It's good.
You know, so yeah, so the good thing about it is that that will encourage us producers and every producer, directors to want to do better. Nobody's going to want to do crappy movies anymore. So that's also encouraging for us to want to do better movies for you guys, for everyone. And I hope that even the government will kind of invest in Nollywood, because Nollywood is major. That's the only way we can show the world Nigeria.
Yes.
I know music. And then Nollywood,
Yeah.
because people that don't know us, when they watch our movies, like I grew up watching all the American movies, and I had this thing about how America looks like,
yeah,
you know.
until you go there.
Yeah, okay, you know that. And
Yes.
some people, they think that Nigeria, Africa, it's trees and horses and, I don't know, elephants and forests. So they got to see that we're not like that.
No, it's absolutely true. But is there any money in Nollywood? Because we know there are some big names, I don't need to name them, you know the names, who are dominating really global Nollywood. But is it still profitable?
I mean, it can be better. It can be a lot more better, because honestly, I don't believe that Nollywood actors were being paid what we deserve. We deserve better than what we're getting, and that's the truth. And that's just the same thing. You know, it's investments. It's, you know, people are not really dropping money for these movies. But then producers like, Auntie Mo Abudu, she's, you know, she makes great movies.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, and, you know, she's making a lot of money from Nollywood. Like, AY, there's some big producers too that are, so it's getting better. It's far, far better than it was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years, even 2 years ago. So every day it gets better.
Annie, we're running out of time. I can't let you go. We've spoken about this new Bellevue, the
Belvia Kids.
Belvia Kids, the brand. What else can we expect from you this year? Is there another movie coming out?
Oh yes, of course. I'm working on a TV series.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's called The Adventures of Nkoyo. Nkoyo is a character, a typical local girl. So it's another part of Annie that you guys have not really seen. It's the typical local part of Annie Idibia that you're gonna see. So it's a series. I'm working on that, and of course, you know, I have my foundation where I empower 1,000 youths every single year. We've done this for four years, all over Nigeria. We did 1,000 youths in Abuja, 1,000 youths in Akwa Ibom, 1,000 youths in Lagos, another 1,000 in Lagos. And this year we're going to move somewhere. What we do is we get like different facilitators, like 15, 16, and get all these kids to come, and we give them free training for 2 weeks every day, like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. intense training every day for free. Wow. Everything for free. And then, you know, the ones that are very good, we try to empower them from there and all of that. That's my only way, because I know it's hard for the youths. We have so many talented youths in Nigeria. Just so many of them are so brilliant, you can't even believe it.
But so, just lacking the opportunity. But that opportunity is what you, Annie Macaulay, Idibia, you're not trying, you're doing it. Annie, it's so good speaking to you. Thank you for joining me in the studio here in London.
Thanks for having me.